All right, I'm gonna pull up chat, and I'm a little early. Let some people get here. Shows them. Of course, nothing has been easy today, y'all. If you're watching the recording, just fast forward a little bit. All right, so I have some small haul stuff to show, and then Shauna may or may not come in. Hey, Joycey. Hey, Candy. She had a doctor's appointment, so she said she didn't know if she would be back in time. Hi, Candy. So I got the book that Colleen showed with the quotes. It's $30 on Amazon, but I found it for $17.50. And with shipping, it came out just a little bit less. It came out to like $26. And I got it from a place called Cocoon. I just put the book into Google and searched. The only thing I was really surprised how big the quotes were, because Colleen's putting them on her index cards. So I'm wondering if she made a copy, because this takes the whole index card. So I'm wondering if she made a copy and printed it smaller. But it has, you go through the alphabet and it has all kinds of quotes. So I think I'm going to take it apart and scan some of them. So some of the ones I like to use in a smaller format, but I think I'm probably going to use them in a journal. And then I got, Jersey had shown us this really pretty vintage paper package that she got on a subscription. It's called mycreativescrapbook.com, I believe, if I remember right. And what she showed us was the June kit. Well, I went ahead and ordered it. Kat ordered it, and a couple other people maybe in chat. I did not get the June kit. I got the July kit. And I had subscribed for 4 months. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it because I like some of the stuff that was in it. I'll show you. And I'll use it probably in a different way. Hey, Dot. Hi, Christy. Hi, Hilla. So there's 3 packages of flowers. And this one has like a Hawaiian theme, very summery. So I'm not mad at that. I'll use all of those somewhere along the way. And I don't have flowers. So to add that to my stash, I'm not mad at it. This is kind of what I was hoping to get, was all the little ephemera pack from the June. And I went back on the website and I didn't see there were June. I saw you could buy old January kits, but I did buy a mixed media kit that hasn't come yet. So I'm interested to see what is in it. And I didn't open this up yet. Then there are Project Life cards that match the paper. And if you don't like that side, they have a printed side, which I like. So I'll definitely use those somewhere along the way. I'll put them in my little bucket with the other ephemera. Then there's some chipboard stickers. Again, I'll use those somewhere here or there. If I don't use them in my own personal stuff, I'll use them on cards or something. I'm thinking about doing a Hawaiian bunny. Then there's some letter stickers, and these are iridescent glitter, like a clear glitter. So can't go wrong with that. Then you get paper, and it's 2-sided paper. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of paper. There are a couple duplicates. But you know, basically I don't care for this side, but I like that side. Again, probably would use in cards more, possibly. Love this side. This side's okay. It's a Japanese type wave print. That's the same as that first paper. This side's really pretty. These are the, I don't ever really use these a whole lot when they divide it up like this. If I journaled, like daily journal, then I might see using that. The surfboards is cute. And then it's got a wave pattern. And then there's 2 of this one. And some of these, like this has a metallic on it. So that was what was in the kit. It is a little expensive. Oh, and then there was stamps, which I liked, and a stencil, which I liked. So I'm going to go ahead and let it ride for the 4 months that I did it and see what's in the mixed media kit. Elaine, you probably got here. Hi, by the way. I showed the book. Here is the quote book. The quotes are larger than I expected because Colleen had been putting them on her index card, but they are about the size of an index card. So I didn't know if she was shrinking them or if she just was using some of the ones that were really shorter or just using parts of it and not the whole thing. But I'm going to scan some of them that I really like, that I think I would use over. And then I think I'm going to do a vintage journal maybe with some of these. I'm trying to stick some of this stuff where it goes as we go to kind of get it out of the way before I make a mess because my desk is covered. Then yesterday Bob had to go to the guitar store, so I went to Tuesday morning. I got this paper pad. It's called Lost and Found Ruby. It's got a vintage feel, and it's all kind of a ruby red based. I don't need any paper. I need paper like I need a hole in my head, but it got me. Some of them I don't care for. I'll just jelly print over. My Tuesday morning had a lot of things empty, like they are not restocking. Then I got this stamp by Bo Bunny. And it was like $2.99. And then I got texture plates. They were $1.50. It's that Doris, which is the American craft, I think, that everybody said was going out of business. And so I got this one, which is kind of like that Hawaiian wave. This one reminds me of like an Aztec Indian kind of print. This one is a thank you, but I liked this. This I would use maybe on a card, but other than that, I wouldn't use the whole thing. And then the last one is like these little dots. So I got 4 of those. I tried them with the ink tints. They still don't work very well with the ink tints. I think the Inktense is just too soft. And then you have to wet it so it bleeds. So then I tried Jane's Aqua Pastels, and these are kind of like Neo 2s, but they're hard. They do move with water, but they didn't move a lot. So I think crayons or colored pencils are really probably the best route. And what Paula uses is a colored pencil without the wood. So, and then I have, I'll show you what I did. And I did a couple of the in here. I'll show them to you. So I also got a dozen of the journals with the grid paper. The third one, I started just making some marks with like a Sharpie marker and some watercolor markers. And it's just some of it. I barely started getting it wet, letting it dry and bleed. But then I was watching Mary Beth Shaw and an idea came in my head. So I'm gonna skip journal 3 for the most part. I'll just stick color in it randomly. I think I'll just set it to the side, and when I have extra paint or extra something, stick it in. And I decided to skip ahead to journal number 4 because I ordered. Oh, this is just the picture. That's not the texture plate. That's just the picture. It didn't have a picture. The plate is normal size. The plate is normal. Silly girl. So what I decided to do is I went on Stencil Girl, and they had us, if you bought 6 stencils of the same size, there was a discount. I can't even tell you what discount it was. So I ended up picking out 12 of the 6x6, which are $7 each, and it was about $75 in my order. So those will come, and I'm going to use them in this journal. I needed smaller scale stencils that were abstract. So what I'm going to do is work light to dark. So what I started last night a little bit. I started by just spraying some Distress and some Lindy's, and I'm going to start with the pink purple blush. Most of this will get covered up, so calm down, Eileen. So I just started with and there's a little bit of brown in there. I just started, and then I'm going to work my way into the peach and kind of the red. I left some empty pages to go to my Lindy's that are in the pots. And then I'm going to go into the yellows and the browns. And then I'm going to go into the blues and then the green. So I'm going to kind of work through the rainbow. And then I'm going to come back in. That will be the first pass with just a water spray, but keeping it very one or two, like very one color, very calm, mostly in the center. I'm going to be a little more deliberate. Then what I'm going to do is come back in with some of those stencils in a similar color and put a pattern on this. That'll be my second pass. And I'm going to do it Mary Beth Shaw style, or try. I'm going to collage in some little bits here or there. And then I'll come in with a secondary color in the mid-tone. Like I might put a green, or I might put a blue, or a gray, something like that. And then the last thing I'm going to do, no, I'm not putting any gesso on these. I didn't glue them either. And then the last thing I'm going to do is come in with darks, because my goal is to be working like a lot of the light will get covered up, but it'll get covered up with medium and dark tones, and you'll see that depth, and it'll be like it's glowing, if that makes sense. It will make more sense when I can do it, maybe. In my head, it makes perfect sense. So I'm going to finish this one, and then I'm going to jump ahead when I get those stencils to 4. So, and this is one I might end up cutting up. I'm not sure, because there's going to get acrylic paint on it. I don't know. It's going to get some paper collage, and I'm not going to glue it together. I'm just going to roll with it the way it is. And the 5th one, I think I want to do a vintage one. That's too much planning in your head, right? All right, so over at Shauna's the other day, we were doing collage, my style. So she wanted to collage the way I collage rather than the way she collages. So I was kind of telling her what to do. Here's the frottage. This is the ink tints, which didn't do too badly. It didn't smear too badly. This is the colored pencil, which I didn't have to get wet at all, and it did really well. And then the Jane crayon. It's in here somewhere. So I pulled papers to collage some of the empty pages. I'm very close to finishing this up. I'm not sure what I want to do the cover with. So I just stuck it in. I just stuck the pages in the book. I know I want to use this. I think I want to use it on the edge. Probably will use a little bit of the dictionary print. I liked this because it pulled out that turquoise. I got this purple, but I probably won't use it. And I have this napkin that I may or may not use. But I know I want this in here. And I'm going to collage differently than we were the other night, in the extent that I have to pay attention to the rest of the page. So I think I'll start out with that. It worked good. It worked. I mean, it was hard. I had to call her, Eileen, because it's hard to explain what to do in text in the chat. It was easier to talk, but then there was the lag. It would have been better if I was on StreamYard with her and I could have seen the StreamYard screen and spoken in real time. It was kind of like that time I called Laura and tried to help Laura learn how to use a stencil. Yeah, and that's, yeah. I don't really collage the way Patty does. I mean, I don't. Her style is her style, I guess. But it has been kind of hard to force this to be abstract when the colors are already on the page where they are in some ways, I guess. Yeah, she uses the black and the white a lot. Colleen's black and white book is coming along really well. This book has gotten so fluffy. And then I'll stick something here. Once I cover it, I'll make something that goes with this. And that may be where I use some of this other paper. Might get used more in here. And the Renaissance journals, oh, Kathy's is looking so good. And what you know, that stuff is all so pretty, those caboodles. I think I'm going to put the Yes Paste on right in here. Because it needs to stick really well. Okay. I like that. I think I'm going to save this for this side when the cover's done. And I don't know if I want a little bit of this in the corner. Hi, Jersey. Jersey, I got my paper, and it was not the kit you got. It was the July kit, which is Hawaiian. Oh, that's going to be cool, Eileen. I didn't order my book from her website. I ordered it from Amazon. So I'm not doing the class. But I want to scan some of these and learn how to play for my own personal use in PSE. And that's where I'm thinking the vintage journal. I might just do that one vintage journal. and kind of alter, like learn how to isolate the people and put the person. Okay, the other thought is to do I kind of like that. And then I think I'll save this. Like I said, this is going to match it. And I'll save but I got to do the front cover first because I like to fold it in and then put a paper over it. So I also, Jersey, ordered one of the mixed media kits from that website. It was like $28. It's not a 4-month subscription. It's just a one-time thing. You can do a bigger subscription. I wanted to see what she sent in the mixed media kit. So I thought that I would order it. And I'm just going to let my subscription ride for right now. For the I signed up for, I think I did the 4-month button. All right, I like that. And I think I'll call that done. I haven't decided if I'm going to put quotes in this book or not. Probably not. All right, so then I'm going to stick this here so that doesn't get us. This one's done, so I'm going to leave it alone. All right, the next one was this page, and this was the main paper that I pulled. And then I thought maybe a little bit of this jelly print and a little bit of this printed chevron could be possibly used on it. But I'm not sure how I want to use it, so I'm just going to trim it down for right now. I really like this, so I don't want to cover up too much. I'm leaning towards that in there. Get rid of that. What site am I buying from? It's My Creative Scrapbook. I believe. It was My Creative Scrapbook. It's not a secret. Jersey showed it. She told everyone. Yeah, My Creative Scrapbook. And then they have different kits. They have like a big kit. It's more scrapbooking. Then they have a creative kit. And then I got the album kit, which is supposed to be enough to make like a small. No, we got the limited edition kit. Sorry. I ordered the limited edition kit. And it's sold in like 3 or 4 month subscriptions. Then I ordered the mixed media, which is an add-on, but there's no pictures for the add-on. So I'll show it when I get it. And there's extra flower add-ons you can buy. You can buy old kits, like they have the old January kit, but they do not have the June kit. I think that they're very small numbers, so they sell out. So this is the mixed media kit I ordered. No secret. My Creative Scrapbook. That's it. All right, I'm going to put those there and commit. To that. And then I'll put this one in the inside here. Let it travel across. I like to put stuff across the pages because it helps that stay together. Bob got a new mandolin, so he's been learning stuff on the mandolin. If you hear, I can hear it. I don't know if y'all can hear it plucking occasionally or not. All right, and then I think I want to have that travel across there. And maybe this come right in here. And then when this is dry, I think I'll add some of the Distress Oxide and stamp. In the walnut. And I'll trim that in a few minutes. Because I definitely need to trim. And after I'm done, Mary Altair will be starting a hop on her channel tonight. Jersey will be in that hop, and Lair will be in that hop. Painty Girl, I believe I remember. And they're all going to do summer-themed projects, I believe. Right, Jersey? Is that right? Yeah, I know. And her kids are high anyways. And like I said, I really wanted the vintage one, the June one. But I must have been a day late and $1 short. I don't know what Kat got, if she got hers yet. But it was right at the end of June. So I bet they were out. And so she processed my order starts with July. So it's all good. All right, let's get I'll use that. I'm going to use some of the Andy Skinner I like using him, but not all of it. So I think I'll use the Steampunk Andy Skinner. And this is walnut ink, distressed oxide that I'm using. Oh, it's not the distress. It's just the ink, not the oxide. I think I'm going to use the blue with it to darken it like I did the other day. If I use the Salty Ocean, I'll add some blue to that brown. It'll give me more solid. And then I'll come back over with the brown. I think I'm going to keep it lighter on that scrapbook paper. Oh, that looks good there. Let me zoom in one. That works. That's better. All right, and then let's I think I'll start with the blue. And this is a Deco Art Andy Skinner. And this is, I forget whose this is. That must be a delivery. funny. I got out the distress pads to like use them up because I forgot I had them and I didn't feel like I was using them. And now I'm like, I think I need to order more of the distressed ink in the pads. Because I really like using them with these brushes and the stencils. Yeah. It's one of my favorites. And that barely shows up probably on camera. Right, I think I'm going to leave that one as it is. And I think it goes pretty well with this. I think these two go fairly well together. All right, so this one's done. I don't think that's sticky, but I'll stick something in there. This one's done. This one's done. All right, the next one is this one. This is some tissue that Shauna sent me and some napkins that I pulled. I think to get the napkin to show up, I might have to, again, I don't want to do a lot to the middle. I might have to put some gesso where it's going to be, but I think I'm going to start with just some dictionary paper. And let that stick out. And it's hanging off the edge, but I'm going to trim it. Okay, then the next thing I think I want to do is, this is very strong. I've used it before. I just want a little bit down the side, I think. Can y'all hear the mandolin? Because I need to tell Bob if you can. He probably doesn't realize. Okay, let me go tell Bob. Bob? Bob? We can hear it. That's all right. No, it's not okay. I'll get a strike. He completely forgot that I was streaming. He's in the producer mode. Okay. Not me. Not, I don't know. I'm not on YouTube. I can't get in there. I don't think. Hold on just a second. I'm looking for where it would be. All right, she should be back. She was hidden for some reason. Hopefully that should get her back. It doesn't say like how it happened. She was hidden for some reason. Yeah, I can see you now, Kathy. Okay, somehow I'm going to use that piece in this corner. These scissors need to be cleaned super bad. I may not use this. We'll see. It may have. Not to my knowledge. But you never know. If so, you know, if you, it's easy to bump on your phone or something. If you're on a cell phone. Okay, I'm gonna keep. It was dark and lonely. Yeah, you just, some people we don't even know, some trolls are over there, and poor Kathy. It's like when you get that split chat and you stream and you'd be talking all by yourself and you just think nobody was responding. You didn't really realize you were in your own little chat room. Sometimes you were in there with a few other people. Okay. I think I'm going to put it right there. I actually think it's going to show up okay. But little concerned. So what I'm going to do is put on a white fussy cut copy. as neat as I can. And then I'm going to take white opaque paint and paint that. That works. And I might need it. Let that dry. I think I'm going to put some of this along the top while that's drying. And I'll trim that later. I think I'll get some more of this napkin. And put over there. Let's put that in that little corner. All right, let me turn the heat gun on real quick. Trim this while we're giving that another second to dry. All right, that's all good. Thank you, Amy. Oh, mess. Let me clean this up real quick. We'll put that on. All right, let's. All right, then I gotta line this up. As best I can. Cover it. That one needs to be trimmed some more later. And that needs to be trimmed. Let me. Let me turn this. Anybody else have Brooke withdrawals last night? Missed the creepy baby? I know she left us videos, but it's not the same. All right. I think it needs more of that deli print. think I'll put that kind of right in there. And then more of the ginkgo. And then I'm going to call this one done. And I think I'm going to add a little of that peeking out. I'll trim it later. Dictionary paper helps that stand out a little bit, that white behind it. It probably needed more sewing pattern or something to go across here, but I'm just going to leave it. This is number 2. Yes, this is number 2. Well, there are pages I do when I'm watching people like Jersey and stuff, but I've shown it all. Trim the rest of that later. Do a better job. All right, let me. Right now I'm using a mixture of Deco Arts matte, gloss, and this stuff I bought that I don't like. Acrylic matte medium. This is kind of sandy, so I just have been using, but I do have, this is what I prefer to use. And I know some people don't like it, but I go through it by the gallons. So yeah, I don't always glue them together. Hi, Kathy. But these are 2 pages glued together on this one. Let me hit this with the heat gun. Well, All right. This needs to dry just a little more. I'm going to put something so it doesn't lay flat yet. I added this music paper, but I don't know what else. This one is a hot mess. I don't know what else it needs. This one needs more of something, but I don't know what, so I'm leaving it alone. It may just need a quote and call it a day. This one I'm leaving. A lot of these I'm leaving as backgrounds. I haven't photographed them yet to make, if I want to make digital files. But this is one I like, so I'm going to definitely make a digital. I'm trying to find sets that I like together. This one I showed you the other day. I found this napkin that I had jelly printed. A bunch of, you know how you have the jelly print and you have that extra strip? Well, this was a napkin that I'd put all the strips on. So I'm going to call this one done. Again, I think it needs a quote. We worked on this one the other day. I still think it needs something else, but I'm going to leave it alone. This one is done. I really like this. Not as wild about this. This one we worked on the other day, and I thought about adding this napkin just in this corner for some reason. So I thought about just taking some water. And I want it to leave that word. This is, oh, I got this napkin at Tuesday morning. I forgot I got 2 napkins at Tuesday morning. I most definitely did not go on the 100 Things challenge. I have been bad. Your journals, Kathy Berg, are looking so good. I love how your covers came out. Let's take. All right, let's get. I never even started the challenge, Jersey. Life's too short. Plus, Bob buys something, and then that gives me permission to buy something. That's kind of how the slippery slope starts. Oh yeah. And I'll trim that later. It had words on it, so I like how that text is back there. Now the question is, do we want more of it? Yeah, I saw that there's a lot of stuff in that kit. I don't want to cover up my little barcode. Thank you. Okay, that's good. And then maybe a piece right up in here. Okay. That. Go across that little ditch. Like I said, I like that little writing. And it brings some more of that bright red. Okay, I think I'm going to call that one done. No, Eileen. No, Eileen. She can't go to any rallies with all those people. She might get sick. All right, I'll trim those later. And we'll just stack another. Okay. That one's done. That's our frottage. Needs more, but not today. I did add to this one off camera when somebody was streaming. So I just used the Distressed Oxide. This was a Stencil Girl, little 4x4. And then the two Timmy stencils, the tag stencils. And I used Mowed Lawn, the Distressed Oxide in the turquoise, and the walnut ink in the stain. And that one I like just as it is. This is more of the frottage, but again, not doing anything with it yet. I don't know what it's going to be when it grows up right now. Yeah, no politics, but I don't care what her politics are. Just don't want anybody to go and get sick. All right, this one I'm going to leave as is. I like as a background. That's done. I don't know what this is going to get when it grows up. It may just get some stenciling in a brown if I order like the espresso Distress Oxide, potentially. I don't know. It hasn't hit me yet, so it's going to stay what it is. Same here. It needs more paper glued on it. I don't know, paint to cover it up. This one is done. I added green and blue and pink Distress Oxide through a stencil. This one I came back to. We had added the Distress Oxide and the white gesso stuff. I added some brown through a Stamperia, and then I glued some rice paper jelly printed pieces here. So I think it's done. I added to this one, but I don't think I like it. I don't know. I added map. I added some stamped tissue and a jelly print. I think it's done. It's just not. Thank you, Kathy. This is and then I'm going to put this on this page. I want this to be the main thing. This is the one we stamped on, and we tried to do the frottage with, and it just didn't work very well. So some of that will get covered up. So I'm going to collage that. Don't know what that's going to do. Don't know what that's going to do. This one's done. This one's done. This one we finished and it's done. I'm going to leave this one alone. I like it as it is. This one is a hot mess, but I don't know where to go with it. I think it needs something white, maybe even like music paper or something, just pushing some of that back. I don't know. This one I'm going to leave alone. This one I'm going to leave alone. This one I'm going to leave alone. This looks better since we put the white on it. And I think I'm just going to leave it alone. I think what I'm going to do is come and put some quotes on these when I'm finished photographing and call some of these done. This one I really like, so I'm just going to leave it alone. That's done. Don't care for it a whole lot, but it's done. This one, I thought about adding this napkin, was my second napkin purchase. And I thought about adding this napkin because it's got little bits of yellow and pink and it had a light corner. And I thought about just adding the napkin here and then maybe putting a quote over here. Yes, I glued 2 pages together and then I did a lot of wet ink and sprays. And then I came back through with stencils and distress oxide and paints and inks. This one needs to calm down, but again, I don't really know what I want to do with it. So like, it's got to just stay there for now. This one, I like where it's at. I came back and put distressed ink, oxide ink through some Timmy stencil and there's even some shimmery paint in here. This one I think is done. It might need some orange paint scraped on it. This one is done. I like this over here, so I don't want to touch it. This one we did the other day, and I think I want to add some of this collage paper in blues here and there. Mainly this one. This one I think is done. Yeah, 2 pages. This one is done. Well, no, I lied. It needs something strong black stamped over here. So I'll probably come in. I did some light stamping, but I'll probably come in and stamp something over here. And this one's just got a jelly print on the back. And I'll do something over here and probably put a quote. So there's just like 1 or 2. Some of these I may just put quotes on them and call it, because I really want to move on to the next comp book. So, you know, I don't want to push it just to, so I think I'm going to let some of those sit. I'll show you comp. I'm going to put this aside because it needs to dry. Comp book 3, I showed this at the beginning of the stream. I started with some marks and just some water. I haven't glued any of these, but I just went through with a black marker and made marks, colored with Crayola markers to start getting color and getting it wet. But I barely did anything. I was just sitting on the couch coloring, and then I came in and got it wet. And I don't think on this one, I don't think I'm going to glue it together. I don't know what it's going to be when it grows up. So I'm going to give myself permission to just throw stuff in this one. I'm going to stick it under my computer. And whenever I have extra paint or a dirty stencil, I'm going to stick it on that. But this is the one I'm excited about. Comp book 4, I was watching Mary Beth Shaw, and I ordered 12 little stencils. Wow, Eileen. I ordered 12 stencils, the little 6x6 that have very intricate small patterns that I want to use in this. So I'm going to, yeah, uh, yeah, yeah, because if, there's a discount for 6, why not get 12? Because I couldn't make up my mind. So I decided I was going to go like pinks to purples to reds to yellows and browns and oranges to blues and greens. And right now I'm just in the spraying it stage last night. And then what I'm going to do is come in and give, probably using paint. And I want it to be luminous. So I'm going to use a lot of quinacridone gold. I may need to order some Azo nickel goldens. I want to do kind of tone on tone. And when I get the little stencils and put some pattern in there, and then I'm going to come in and do a stronger color. And then the last color is going to be the darkest. So I'm going to work light to dark. Yeah, I like the graph paper. And I'm not going to glue the pages at this point yet. I don't think. I'm going to try doing it without gluing it. I may cut it up and turn it into a little Midori or something. So that's where I started off. And then I'm going to get some of my Lindy's out. So I left some pages and I just guesstimated. So like right here. I'm looking for the pizza box. Put the lid on that. I'm just trying to move some of the stuff this just helps with the mess. And I think I'm going to put some paper towel. I need my water bottle. Need that. Need 2 of these. Okay, I lost. No, that won't matter. I hate when you lose stuff on your desk. Trying to get that lid back out of the way. All right, now here's water. This is all I did last night. I just pulled out let me get that lid. The way Jersey does it and stacks it would work for individual papers too. Let's do some. And then I just turn it. And then every once in a while, if I think it's getting too wet in the, too much water wanting to come out, I'll fold it back and kind of blot. Because all I'm wanting is, I don't care that they're basically the same colors. Just kind of roll it on itself. Let it soak through. Oh, that's a good idea, Kathy. So that's probably enough wet for right now. And then I'll let that kind of dry. Naturally, pull them apart. And just sort of transferring color to color. Then the next thing I'll probably do is, not today, but get out and get out my Lindy's Magicals and add some pages in Magicals. Like I said, this is like the first step. It's just getting all of the pages to have color. My next step, my second step, will be to go back in and use smaller stencils. Add some paper here or there. I'm going to go through my scrap box. So I might add like a quinacridone gold over this through a stencil. Ah! Well, somebody might use watercolors if they wanted to tint something. Don't be hard on yourself, Jersey. You just be you and everything will be okay. So that's kind of how I'm starting it. And this is when, as soon as I get my stencils, well, I'll just keep adding ink to this off camera. But yeah, I can only do so much at one time because of all the water. But I try to soak it on other pages and get it going. Oh, Jean, what Jean would die. Jean would probably die if she was watching me. I do remember when she did the thin girl with all the buttons for the hair. Wish Jean would stream again. She'd just come out of the knitting world just like once a week and play. So I'll probably do some smack and drag. It'll take a while to get the color in here the way I want it. And get all of the pages to have some kind of color on them. I'm not adding gesso, but I will be adding some acrylic paint, so I think it'll be okay. I don't think I'm going to scrub too much. And I'm probably going to add some sewing tissue, like if it rips or something here and there. I might even add some like gesso through a stencil. But that's kind of what I'll do while I'm watching people. Like I probably won't do anything else to this one today because it just needs some time to dry. Problem is I start taking all these lids off and then I can't find the owner. Start tossing all these lids. So like I said, comp book 3 is just going to be for extra paint. Comp book 4 is going to be my main focus. I'm even going to give myself permission as soon as the stencils are here to focus on this. Oh, yeah, I think it'd be very hard to stream knitting. And I do think she holds it up. She may even use magnifier like a mag eye. But a lot of it's counting, so she may not even look at what she's doing. I think the longer you stay out and don't stream, the harder it is to come back. You know? I might jelly print in some of these pages too to get the initial color. I don't have that many green and blue. Well, I only have 2 greens and I have 3 blues in the distressed, 3 or 4 blues. So, but I don't care if it's very similar color because it, like I said, it's not going to be where it ends up. Not just, oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. I was doing this last night on my lap. Of course, then I got pajama, inky on pajamas again. But Bob's just going to have to accept that every pair of pajamas I own have paint on them. And once it dries, then I can kind of pull these wrinkles out. Ooh, see, I like that. Yeah, she would probably try. To claim them if she could. She's really just more of a camera hog. She doesn't really care about the art. Well, I can't say that I have, they're all designated because what happens is I'm not going to come in here and then I come in here and the mess begins. Like I was just going to do something yesterday and then I ended up on my lap spraying sprays. No pizza box, just spraying sprays. Not even thinking about. Paula has. I have not. Pretty sure that Kathy Arbor has. and probably Colleen. Maybe Kathy Burke. All right, guys. I am going to let y'all go so you can get something to eat before Mary comes on. We have about an hour. Yeah, well, I don't have any National Geographics, and yeah, I figured you had, Kathy. Thanks, Jersey. I'll see you later at Mary's and then at your house. I'll follow the hop tonight while I watch TV. I don't think there's anything on TV. And I'll see everybody around, but my next stream will be on Tuesday. And hopefully the stencils will be here and we can start playing with this and taking it to the next level.